I'm not afraid anymore all the time. I was always afraid. It's a pretty emotional book.
So Pearl, you have had quite the road to recovery and quite the life. You've come up with a book. It's called
I, the Woman, Planted the Tree, A Journey Through Dreams to the Feminine.
Beautiful. So can you tell me a bit about your history and how you came to begin writing this book and studying dreams?
Studying dreams and writing a book. I came to writing by the time I was 43. I got there via a great long years of nightmares, a trip to a private school where I spent a few weeks before they said I should come home. The nun who met my brother at the door said at least one of us was normal. We get a good laugh out of that now. I went through university depressed. I went through business college depressed. I'm a Catholic. A lot of prayer. My mother gave me a St. Nymphnia prayer card for the mentally ill. I mean, to make a story really short, I just lived with depression from a very early age.
And so when you reached...
I reached that brink.
It was 1988 and you were near suicide.
I'm realizing now as I think this through, midlife women are faced with the possibility of transformation or not. The soul, the individuation process moves us. Psyche says, transform. So I've transformed my life since 1943 through meditation work, through dream work, through writing, and through probably reading, I don't know how many, dozens and dozens and dozens of books.
All of these?
All of these books and a few more.
And you said 1943, but it was 1988
and
you were 43 years old.
And I was 43 years old.
Okay.
Yes.
So what happened when you were 43 years old?
Well, when I was 43 years old, a friend said, enough already, maybe let's try meditation. I mean, this is the best friend in my life, or one of my best friends in my life, Verna. And I went to meditation at her house. I went with other friends, and I began to rethink my entire life. I'd been praying since I'm a small child. It wasn't working. So I began to do something else, which is meditate and to listen to my own inner world. I got a book that said I could ask for a dream. I asked for a dream and I got the first dream, which I now realize was the descent to the goddess.
So you asked for this dream.
Right.
Tell me about this dream.
In my dream, I'm on the 8th floor of the Hardy Court building in downtown Edmonton, which is where my office was. I step into an elevator. It begins to fall. I'm surrounded by a lot of unknown women, and they're screaming. And I'm praying, Jesus, make it safe. And I say to the women around me, or the people around me, everything is fine, don't worry, everything is fine. We keep falling and falling and falling. Finally I land, and I land in chicken feathers or lamb's wool pillows. I've never really decided which. So the dream is called The Landing in the book. So from there, that dream led, when I began to write years and years later, but I kept a journal through every dream I had in all of those years. So those dreams form the books. The first one in particular is full of 50 or 60 dreams. I wrote the book because depression is not understood in our culture. Mental illness is not understood in our culture.
Dreams.
Dreams
What's
are all
the significance of dreams?
Well, the dreams come from your inner psyche. They're not coming from a doctor in a doctor's office. They're not coming from anyone but yourself. Now you have to learn, you have to do a lot of work with that dream. And I can help people with the unpacking what that dream is telling them. For example, my dream, that very first dream, was telling me I was going from the intellect, or the land of the fathers, in my office, to the land of the mothers, which is the organic earth, the lamb's wool, the chicken feathers. There's a big transition going on in our culture from the land of the fathers to the land of the mothers. We got to get them to meet in the middle. We need a partnership of mother-father to heal our culture.
Let's go over the book again. So tell me about the book. What's it all about?
What's the book all about? Well, it's a combination of dreams and memoir and research. So it's my memories, the writing I did, talks about the patriarchy. It talks about feminine. It talks about Christ and the Christ consciousness. It talks about the inner world and psyche, and it talks endlessly about dreams. My hope for the book is that it reaches a lot of women and a lot of men. And my hope for the future, the Cauldron of the Feminine is the third book. The second book comes out in about 6 weeks from now. It's called Authoring Self, because I rewrote myself from the inside out. I'm not afraid anymore all the time. I was always afraid. It's a pretty emotional book. Now I look and I say, I'm very thankful, I'm very blessed. I have a strong faith, and that doesn't mean in the institution, it doesn't mean in the structure. It means in the world, the inner world, a great deep amount of faith that I will and did survive. And I think other women and other men will survive. They have to trust their own inner world.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching. If you like these videos and want to join us on our ride of our web series Life of a Producer, then like and subscribe here. Right here. That's right. You got it.